Paul, a good win in the end.
Yeah.
Made it a little bit too...
Yeah, it's a bit. That's the only thing. I'll leave here today thinking that it could have been a lot nicer. I mean, you can't say it's not entertaining. So I'd like to think the fans stayed to the end thinking they had to. But yeah, a good win against a really good team. I know how good they are, and I knew we had to defend a lot of set pieces, a lot of crosses, a lot of second balls. And I thought for large parts of it, we did that really well with a threat, which really pleased me. And it was a put together team because Scotty went down in the warm up. We lost Rush yesterday, so that was disappointing. And I just felt like I said to the lads before, and that's the first probably home game they've gone into where we may be the underdog, if that makes sense. So we have to show a different side to us, and I thought our actual work ethic today was really good. So at 3-0 it looks like it's okay, and I'm experienced enough to know if they get the next goal, nerves play a part, and then they throw the kitchen sink at, and then fortunately we just had enough to hang on. On another day I'd like us to have a lot more control on the ball in the second half. We just give it away, but that's what pressure and nerves sometimes does to you. So, but still pleased with the result, and after the back of winning last week and to win at home is a good feeling.
You had to bring Lawrence Maguire in, who obviously didn't take Scott Hogan's place positionally, but he did with scoring the first goal.
Yeah, great, isn't it? I mean, Mags was unlucky not to be in the team. I was honest with him. I'll tell you what I said, that Offie had played numerous amounts of games, only missed one, and if it was the other way round, I'd bring Loz back in. Yeah. So my intention was to bring Luke back in. I thought he was excellent today as well, but Mags took it like the gentleman he is, which he should. But there's no umbrage. If you're that player that when they don't play get a sulk on, then you're not going to be ready when called upon. He got told at 20-3 today he was playing and performed really well. Just tightened up a little bit like he did last week, in fairness. So he just done enough to get over the finishing line. He scored one, might have had another one. So really pleased for him. I was really pleased for Will. I thought Will looked really good today. Aaron was excellent. I thought it looked a lot more like the Natty I know and love. And Pato was a real threat as well. So there's some really good performances.
Yeah, to weather a bit of a storm at the beginning, which you did, and then some of the counter-attacking football was as good as it's been this season.
Yeah, we looked a lot more like my team or how I want to play, and I just thought that we had a real pace and threat on the attack. And in fairness, at times there was some really good defending from Gillingham. I think there's one where Nat, and I thought guaranteed he's in, and the lad got his body across and defended really well. Like, these are a really good team. We had to be at our best to win, and I think that's possibly our best performance at home. So, there was... we had loads of opportunities, like Liam's chance as well. There was a chance similar when we pressed, and Will had one first half. He just has to hit the target. So on another day, the scoreline could have been more handsome. But I'm not being greedy. Just really pleased for the dressing room, really.
Yeah, I mean, you mentioned being underdogs. They'd not lost consecutive games for 6 months, and they'd not lost away, I don't think, in the league since February time. So they would have come with a fair bit of confidence against MK Dons, of course, with a well-documented home form, which has not been so good.
Yeah, I mean, form is only what happened, prior to the kick-off. So it doesn't bother me that much. It sort of does and it doesn't. I don't mean it like that. I just mean that every game's a clean piece of paper. So we're back-to-back wins. We have, I think, Bristol Rovers next week. But once the whistle blows, no one cares about this week. It's about the moment you live in. And so I wouldn't have thought it was a massive coupon buster, us winning at home to Gillingham. However, possibly the way we played and the difficulties we've had this week, and our injury record isn't great. I'm just really impressed with the lads that dug in. There's some really tired bodies. You could see that at the end. So that's what really cheers me the most. They're bringing on some really good players. They're substitutes, as I did, and they're used to winning. And unfortunately, we aren't used to winning at home. And you could sort of see or sense a little bit of psychological weakness when it went to 3-1. And I understand that. They're human beings, not robots. So I'm just really pleased for them that we managed to see it out.
The second halves here have been probably better, but you started well today. Yeah,
thanks. When we had a meeting with them yesterday, I did say to them, what have we learned from our home form? There's no point crying about it, but what have you learned? And one of it was we haven't possibly started well, and if we don't score first, it's difficult for us and all that. So we needed to start well, and in the first 20 minutes it could have been 2-2. It was a pretty game with loads of ball in the boxes, in both boxes. Both teams put long throws in, both teams put set pieces in. It was a good start, and then it was just really nice when we got the second goal, because I thought they started the second half really aggressively, as I would expect. Yeah. And then to ride that and then to nick one when they started to get on top was sort of knocked the wind out of their sails a little bit.
Nice for Callum Paterson to get a goal. I mean, he hasn't scored for a bit, but he's played everywhere on the pitch. So I suppose that's probably part of the reason, but he got a goal today.
Yeah, and I thought his overall play was really good, having a focal point up top. I've always said about having a physical 9, and I thought, he was really good, deserved his goal. Like, he's playing with a bruised foot, and so he should really. I mean, he's a big boy, isn't he? And he got another whack. But yeah, pleased for him to get a goal. I was really pleased. Like I said, I was really pleased for Will, and Nat took his goal really well, and we looked a lot more of a threat than we have. And maybe because, in fairness, Gillingham came here to win, sort of went toe to toe with us, and luckily we got the final punch in.
Another week, another injury, of course. So Hepburn Murphy has got Hogan in the warm-up, but what can you tell us about either of those or both of those? Just before we went into shape in training yesterday, he turned and then just sat on the floor, said his hip hurt, he's still in pain today. We were hoping that maybe he'd wake up today and feel fine, but he hasn't. He's having a scan at 6:30, so I've always been honest, I can't see him back for 3-4 weeks at best. So hence why, not hence, but to bring Scotty in is a no-brainer. But really, if we'd have known about it earlier in the week, I'd have probably gone 3-5-2 anyway. And then you've got Scotty and Lex to back up Natty and Cal. So, if you're going to play 3 up front, you need more than 4. So it's a real blow, because I think Rush has been really good, as a lot of the players have. But we'll just have to see what it is. But that's my guess. I think he's going to be out for a little period, because he's still in pain today, and normally what happens with an injury, obviously, but the next day you feel a little bit better. That's not too bad. Day after, that's not bad, and then all of a sudden you think, this is quite good. Whereas he's still in a bit of pain today, which experience tells me there's a problem. You mentioned the injuries aren't knocks. I don't think you've had one where they've maybe missed one game. Yeah. It's always 4, 5, 6 games, 7, 8 weeks, whatever, and it seems like that's the case again.
Yeah, and like today, after I spoke to the team, I go, the lads who aren't in the squad, just sitting around the corner, and I shake hands with like Kane, Aaron, Scotty, Geth. Like, these aren't idiots. These are proper players that we want to get out on the pitch. So it is a blow, and we are asking more of the current 11, and we just got to try and stay in contact with the group and get people back. And wins like today do nothing but help the group.
Thank you very much.
Always, thanks.
Is it good to see that the players were able to adapt at short notice to a revised formation, and who was playing well?
Yeah, we did play that system last week, so it wasn't too difficult for them, but it is good. And I joke about how coaches overcomplicate the game at times, but like, the shape is only one part of it. You still got to be able to run and tackle and pick a pass and mark your man on a set piece and all that. But yeah, it's impressive. They are really good students. We do try and tell them things in different ways and keep them on their toes. So I do feel like they've retained information really well from last week. And they should take massive credit from today.
Was it also a good time to score the second goal, just at a point where I think Gillingham just had a chance that McGillivray had saved?
Yeah, there's no bad time to score second, but you're right, yeah, and that's a big part of it. Like, if you look at the waves of the game, like, we were on top, they were on top, like that. We scored right at their peak when they were right at the top, and if they get their goal and it's 1-1, obviously that changes the outlook of the game. But for us to score, I thought we missed a few other really good opportunities which would have, taken the lead a bit further away from them. But it was a good time to score, and it probably settled us down a bit, and understandably knocked the wind out of their sails a little bit.
Does it also help easing the anxiety about playing here that the team were able to see the job out and get the 3 points here for the first time in 4 or 5 home games, whatever it is?
Yeah, it does seem a long while. Initially, when we were 3-0 up, I was heartbroken that we lost our clean sheet, and then all of a sudden it goes from a clean sheet to, hang on a sec, only 2 minutes left, and I was looking at the clock thinking there's only 3 minutes left. I don't see any team scoring twice, and then they score one, and then all of a sudden it's completely different. So it is good to win, obviously. It's good to win at home. Like, we've been pretty reasonably good on our travels, but we've been disappointed at home. And I just thought today, which really pleases me, was when it was a bit of psychological warfare. If they sunk in themselves and thought, oh, it's just not our, it's not our day playing at home, or, it's all going against us, they could have easily sunk and thrown away points, but they didn't. They, stood up and took it on the chin and deserved the 3 points. So that's what really pleases me.
Thank you very much.
Thanks, mate. Thank you.